Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hello, it's Adam here, and on today's episode of The Hypnotist, I'm going to be doing another random hypnosis generator, but there's going to be a different variable. So someone messaged me to my email account with a suggestion, and they emailed it to adam@adamcox.co.uk, and they said, okay, so you're doing random destinations and dream symbols, why don't you do celebrities? And I've done, of my almost 400 episodes now, I've done maybe 2 or 3 that have linked to resourceful states of celebrities. So I did one based on one of a very inspiring person to me, David Goggins, who just has a very unique way of thinking that makes him highly resilient. I did a hypnosis session based around him. I did one based around, I think, Oprah Winfrey and a couple of other celebrity resources, because I think in the same way that movies become metaphors based on storylines, celebrities can become iconic to represent particular emotions or resourceful states. So Elon Musk, I think, is a good example of someone that for many people represents innovation and self-belief and big thinking. And there are many celebrities, iconic people in life that I think we look at in a particular way. And it was certainly the rationale, I believe, for the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, who at the time interviewed the millionaires or the equivalent of billionaires back in the 1920s and 30s to reveal how do they think differently than the average person. So I think we get a sense that, famous people or very high profile people may be linked to emotional states. And here's the great thing. It doesn't even have to be true. It doesn't even have to be true in order for it to be useful hypnotically. So, it may be, let's say there's someone very creative and you model them and you get insight into their resources. If it turns out 10 years from now that actually they weren't very creative and someone else was creating their work for them, it doesn't mean that your intellectual and psychological links to what they represent for you aren't somehow useful. So in this session, I've got not a destination generator, not an emotion generator, but a famous people generator. So, and what I've decided is, because I had a little play around before this episode went live, when I did it, there were some people I didn't know. So I'm not really into reality TV and a lot of popular music. I've got a busy life and I'm not really into all of these different things. So if I just do a random individual, I might not know them. So I'm going to randomly generate 3 celebrities, and then I'll choose one of those 3 celebrities that I feel would have the biggest impact for a resourceful hypnosis session. And I'm also going to link it to 3 nouns as well, just to make it varied. So for those watching on YouTube, I'm now going to share my screen here, and here we go. Random famous people. Let's generate this. So we have here Kylie Jenner, Kirk Cousins, it looks like from the picture here, he's an American footballer, and David Copperfield. Now, of those, I'm not familiar with Kirk Cousins at all. David Copperfield, probably one of the most famous magicians or illusionists on the planet, so certainly he might be useful for this session. And then Kylie Jenner famously was the youngest billionaire, I think, to be on the front of Forbes, and certainly has shown a high level of using celebrity to monetize business, particularly her cosmetics range. So I don't know exactly which one of those I'm going to use for this session, but it will be one of those 2. I'd love to do about Kirk Cousins, but I just have no idea who he is. And let's generate 3 random words. Harmful, he, and salt. So at some level, these may make an appearance in this session as well. So I'm going to start the audio, find a quiet place to listen to this. If it's safe to do so, feel free to close your eyes during the session to get more out of it, but don't feel like you have to do that, and just enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in, imagine breathing in a feeling of calm and relaxation. And on the outward breath, just allow feelings of tension or stress to leave your body. That's right, deeper and deeper, relaxed. I want you to imagine that on the inward breath, you're bringing in resources that heal you, that are healing in some way, breathing in that healful, resourceful feeling. And then on the outward breath, just imagine that anything is harmful for you, physically, mentally, emotionally, is leaving your body. Breathing in what's good and releasing what is harmful, perhaps stress, worries, tension, anything toxic, anything negative. Just imagine on your outward breath, you can feel it leave your body. That's it, deeper and deeper, relaxed. As you continue to breathe in and breathe out, notice that your physical body is getting deeper relaxed as your imagination becomes more alert. Consider your imagination as just a way of knowing what is happening in your unconscious mind. This doesn't have to be hypnosis. It could be a dream, a thought, or perhaps your own intuition. If it's safe to do so, close your eyes if they're not already closed, and notice that enhances the depth of this experience, taking you deeper and deeper, relaxed. Breathing in and breathing out, and I want you to imagine a salt cave. I want you to imagine the crystals of salt, the smooth surface. Imagine you're in there and there's an element of light gleaming. You can see it reflect off the surface of this salt caves, almost like ice, except it's not cold. I want you to imagine that as you breathe in and breathe out, there are elements of the minerals from the salt in the air. Again, cleansing your lungs, your body, taking out anything that is harmful and enabling you to go deeper and deeper, relaxed. And there you are in this salt cave. And I want you to imagine in this salt cave that you are joined perhaps by someone you know, someone famous. I want you to imagine that the influencer, the celebrity, Kylie Jenner walks into that salt cave. You can see that she's also relaxed, just breathing in and breathing out that salt-infused air, enabling her to go deeper and deeper relaxed. And I want you to consider the qualities, the characteristics that enabled her to be whatever you consider to be desirable or successful. Depending on what you know about her, it might be the way that she utilizes her life to engage with an audience. Maybe it's having the business savviness to be able to understand her audience and create products and ideas that are valuable for them in some way. Maybe it's her style or her fashion. And it doesn't matter what it is, but I want you to consider what you consider desirable about her life or what she stands for. And anything negative, just put it to the side. Because the purpose of this is to tap into those resources that exist in someone else. And in doing so, I want you to get a sense. Get a sense that it's possible to emulate, to replicate, to tap into not the exact situation, but the principles, the ways of thinking, the resourceful states to enable positive things to happen. Temporarily, I want you to allow your imagination to imagine climbing into what she represents. Like in the movie Ghost, where the ghost drifts into an individual and then takes over their life. I want you to imagine that your imagination now sits inside her body. Imagine breathing the way she breathes. Get a sense that you're living in her for this period of time. And then, although you're in a salt cave, imagine going back to her reality, where she lives. And consider all the different moving parts perhaps in this life. Managing content, reputation, business decisions, family commitments, social commitments. And I wonder what resources come to mind for you. Sometimes people think in terms of masculine and feminine energy, the he and the she. But ignore all of that and really get focused on what are universal, resourceful principles. In order to achieve the success that Kylie Jenner created, how would you need to go about making decisions? How would you need to prioritize your time? Sometimes people look at the superficial, materialistic element of success without realizing that there is always a cause and effect, a seed that is sown that then sprouts into something else. And I want you to think back and consider dealing with pressure, expectation, privacy issues, and still being able to build a life, build a business, create something that is able to impact other lives. And while you're feeling like you're in her life, experiencing what she experiences, I want you to drift to a moment where she and you at the same time are feeling at your most resourceful. Maybe it's the resource of creativity, determination, perhaps resilience at dealing with some kind of setback or stress. But visit the part of the life that you consider to be Kylie Jenner at her most resourceful. And notice where you locate that feeling, that resourceful feeling within you. Notice that in order to manage lots of stresses and lots of challenges, it's essential to work out what is positive and what is harmful. not always in a physical way. What is harmful to your emotions? What is harmful to your well-being, your peace of mind? And notice that sometimes financial success, celebrity success, invites challenges and problems that, unless dealt with, can be harmful. And I want you to consider how useful it would be to just be able to separate what is harmful from what is useful. And in doing so, sometimes that boundary, that ability to separate, creates a window of opportunity to utilize those resources to create powerful and impactful decisions that have a ripple effect throughout life, business, and finance. Imagine that sensation, you feel it within you. Take that feeling, grow it, expand it. Notice if it's in a location, does it move, vibrate? Have a physical feeling. Imagine it as a color and then make that color brighter, bigger. But notice the location, the feeling, and then imagine that you're back in that soul cave, but the feeling is still there. That resourceful feeling, that ability to create healthy boundaries and borders, to separate the harmful from the useful. And from her perspective, you can see you also in the soul cave, looking relaxed in a trance, perhaps with your eyes closed. And then imagine drifting back from her body into your body, but crucially, keeping the resourceful state in you. All of those resources that you admired in Kylie Jenner, you are now taking into your physical body. The ability to make great decisions, to plan your time, to prioritize, to delegate effectively, to handle pressure. All of these things are now within you. And I want you to imagine what the next few days, weeks, or months would be like living with these resources. Perhaps you can think of it in a different frame. In those Hollywood movies where people suddenly switch bodies, become a different person. What would happen if Kylie Jenner woke up in your body tomorrow morning? She might not have the same money, connections, but the resources would still be there. Would she do the same job, or would she do other things? How would she plan her time? And many very successful people have this innate confidence that if they lost it all, they would have the ability to make it back even quicker than they did before, because they've already gone down this pathway before. Get a sense that all of these resources are within you. And then you realize all of this, the soul cave, Kylie Jenner, is all just your imagination playing games. Thoughts within thoughts, dreams within dreams, ideas within ideas. And actually, you're not in a soul cave. This is just your imagination. You're in your own physical body right now, listening to my voice. And very soon, I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling highly resourceful, motivated, optimistic, feeling like you can take on big challenges and that those challenges will be successful. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.
Okay, that's the podcast stop recording. I'm going to continue just for a few seconds here, just for those watching on YouTube. Really appreciate you listening to that. That was just under 15 minutes. You can see the sound timer just coming to an end there. That was the first of the celebrity randomly generated resourceful states. Unfortunately, I don't know too much about Kylie Jenner, so I was relying on the little that I do know. But if you're listening to this, you're going to have a different frame of reference. You're going to know different things about her, some of the things that she's dealt with. And despite what she's dealt with, she's still been incredibly successful and a role model to millions of people. So you will be able to take what you deem useful and what your unconscious mind deems useful, and then be able to apply that in your own life. If you like the show, please click like and subscribe. It helps the algorithms to enable more people to find me. If you have any messages or comments, let me know. If you know Kylie personally, maybe tag her, maybe send her a copy of this audio or video or something like that, so that she can have her own hypnotic experience of being herself from the perspective of someone else. And if you have any suggestions for other celebrities or episodes or themes, put them in the comments. I'll certainly take a look. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.